Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Coles Australia grocery haul for my family of 5. If you are new to my channel and you've never seen a video from me before, thank you for joining me today. My name is Kaylee. I am a stay-at-home, work-from-home mum of 3 young kids. I've got a 5-year-old, an almost 3-year-old and an almost 1-year-old. So I am very busy. I also work from home with my baby at home with me 24/7, so I am a very busy person. If you've never seen a grocery haul from me before, I will just quickly explain that we don't really shop on a weekly basis. We don't shop like a regular, typical, normal family does. We don't have a set weekly grocery shopping day. We just sort of do big shops when we need them and top up shops in between the big shops. So today was one of the big shops. It's actually been quite a while since we've done a big shop because we pretty much just run into the shop, grab milk if we need it, grab fruit, yogurt, that sort of thing. So it's been a while since we've actually spent a lot of money on groceries, but we have run out of quite a lot of things that bumped the budget up, which is totally fine. Our circumstances have changed a little bit in the last month or two, which means we have a little bit more money to work with when it comes to our grocery budget. No more yapping, I will turn you around and show you what I have bought today for our family of 5. And before I get into it, we do still obviously have food at home, and I'll talk a little bit more about our diet at the end of the video because I'm going to do a little life update as well. Alrighty, if you've seen a video from me before, you know that I don't usually actually do my grocery hauls on the bench because my bench is literally this big and that's it. Like, I've got that bench and then I've just got that. So I've somehow managed to get most of it onto the bench, so I'll quickly run through now. Really doesn't seem as much as it is when it's laid out like this. Right here I've got a full cream milk that we have in our coffee, cereal, that sort of stuff. Might have to pick the baby up so that I can film this haul one-handed. I've got 1.5 bottles in the fridge already, so we only needed to grab 1. I've got 2 bottles of white vinegar. I use that for cleaning and for laundry. And then I've got a box of the Coles ultra sensitive laundry powder here. This is what I use for our normal washing, but I did recently buy a Biozet Attack for our cloth nappies. We've gone back to that for our cloth nappies. I've grabbed a Pure Harvest organic oat milk. Now, this wouldn't have been my first choice for oat milk because if you see in the ingredients here, it does include sunflower oil. It is organic sunflower oil, but I would much rather a seed oil free oat milk. I'm not like super paranoid about seed oils, but I do try to reduce them where I can. But unfortunately, my Coles doesn't have any seed oil free oat milks. I'll have to go to Woolworths for that. So this is what we've just got for now. I do have a sneaking suspicion that my daughter is not super happy with dairy in her system. So I'm swapping out her oat milk that she has with her Weet-Bix in the morning. And then I've also grabbed a different formula for this week. I'll show you in a second. I'm just gonna have to pick her up. Okay, we're gonna have to do this one-handed, so bear with me. But we have picked up the Alula Gold, oops, pardon you. Oh, she's vomited. The soy formula from Alula Gold. Like I said, we have a sneaking suspicion that she might not be super happy with dairy in her system. She's 11 months old now, like just last week turned 11 months old, and we recently switched her to formula, probably about 3 weeks ago. We have her on a goat milk formula at the moment, but she's just vomiting so much, and she's vomited her whole life. And you know, luckily we only have about a month left of needing formula, and then we'll wean her off onto either cow's milk or something else. I wanted to try this one and see how we go. Hopefully it might help her, and if that doesn't work, then I don't know, we might have to look at something like medication or just dealing with the vomiting. But it's all the time. Like, I'm not over exaggerating when I say it's constant. Like, we pick her up, she vomits, we move her slightly, she vomits. It's not like vomiting like projectile. This is a disgusting topic of conversation. She's not uncomfortable. I would just really love to reduce the amount of liquid that's coming out of her mouth, like every 15 minutes. And then I've just grabbed some bubble bath here at the back, the Coles brand bubble bath for the boys when they have their bubble baths. Then I've got 2 plain Greek yogurts, just the Coles brand. All of the kids except Ellie has the Greek yogurt because, like I said, she doesn't really love dairy, and I found that when she has yogurt she has an increase in her like reflux. We have grabbed a quarter of a watermelon for the kids to enjoy over the weekend. It's Friday today, so they'll have that over the weekend, and then it will also go into lunch boxes for next week. Can you stop pulling my hair, please? Hey, it's not nice. She's got my hair in your eye because you keep pulling my hair. Goodness gracious. This is what I have to deal with. All right, back around. I got a big jar of Vegemite, which, by the way, was $10. That is crazy. It's 560 grams, but $10 for Vegemite, that's mental. We're gonna have to get down to Costco soon because I think they have a 1 kilo tub, or it might even be 2 kilos for the same price. We'll go down and get that. She's putting her finger in my ear hole. How do people do grocery hauls while they're holding a baby? Can you go chill out somewhere, please, miss? Excuse me, excuse me. All right, let's see how quickly I can get this done. I've got some honey. This is just the cheap honey because the kids go through it super fast. I have to buy it like every single week pretty much. We put that in their yogurt and their Wheat Bix. We have got some garlic aioli just because I've been wanting it and we ran out. I have grabbed a body wash for myself. I just ran out of body wash like yesterday, so I've been having to water it down. I wanted something that smells really nice. I've never tried this brand, and it's probably one of those brands that are quite greenwashed, like OC Naturals, but it probably doesn't have like amazing ingredients. Oh, there's the ingredients there. I mean, yeah, like it's got artificial fragrances and phenoxyethanol, so it's not like fantastic, but you know, whatever. I've been smelling really bad lately. TMI, but I don't know why. I've just been like stinking. On that same topic, I got a Dove deodorant. I've been using the Schmidt's like low tox deodorant, but it's just not working. I stink really bad. So I got like the lesser of two evils with the Dove, and this has 0 aluminum, so hopefully like that helps a little bit. I got some strawberries, the kids' favorite fruit. They are $5 per punnet at the moment, which is very, very expensive, but like I said, it's the kids' favorites, and who am I to deny the kids their favorite meat? Not meat. I was looking at the lamb when I said that. Their favorite fruit. Moving on, we've got a shoulder roast boneless lamb. I'll just slow cook this. And then we've got some slow cook ribs. This is 1.5 kilos. Lamb is 1 kilo as well. It was cheaper to get the one with the bone in, but I couldn't be bothered dealing with the bone, so I've just grabbed that. It is quite small though, but it'll be fine for us. Under here, I've got a pack of chicken thigh cutlets, and then a slow cook chuck beef roast. You're okay. For an easy lunch option this weekend, I've got a frozen bag of chicken wing nibbles. Cheaper to get regular chicken wings, but I really like the flavour of these. I've got a tub of the Mainland spreadable butter. This has gone up to about $10 as well. It's $9.50, but we don't go through it very fast, so I don't mind spending the money. I would really love a butter bell so that I can put like sticks of butter into the butter bell and use that instead of having to buy this, because this is very expensive. $9.50 for 375 grams. New location unlocked. Hey, fun. Nearly finished. Oh my goodness, where even were we? So yeah, expensive butter. I've grabbed some cabanossi. My son has this in his lunch boxes every day at school. I did just buy some recently, so I've got some. I've got a little bit left, just here. That's probably enough for like 2 lunch boxes next week, so just a top up of that. What have I not mentioned yet? I've got 2 garlic powders because I've run out. So just the Coles brand, whatever, doesn't bother me. And then finally, just like, bless you, a ridiculous amount of pouches. I have literally uploaded a video not that long ago, like prepping baby food for my daughter. Like I will tell you after this segment, I've been really, really busy lately with more work, and I just need to like let one of my balls drop, you know, like you've got your rubber balls, you've got your glass balls. I needed to drop a rubber ball so that I can prioritize catching a glass ball, and her food is one of them. Like she's getting really, really good at eating solid foods. Like she eats a lot of eggs and meat, like chicken and stuff like that, and she pretty much eats whatever we eat. But on those days where like maybe I don't eat lunch, or I don't eat lunch until really late in the day and there's nothing for her to eat, I just grab something quick. It's not amazing just because of her reflux, and obviously this is like liquid food, but you know, I'm trying my best. And I know I'm gonna get like some comments about it. That's fine, whatever, I'm just gonna delete them. But yeah, I grabbed a bunch of them. I honestly don't even know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I've got 12. That will probably last like 2 or 3 weeks because she doesn't have only pouches anymore. Like I said, she does have like solid food as well, and you know, whatever we eat. Finally, I've just got some yogurt pouches for my son's lunchbox. He's in school full-time now, so he has one every day, and I do have reusable pouches. I'm just lazy, and this is on special. Moving down here, I've got some nappies. These are free feet pull-ups for my son, my 2-year-old, and then for the baby. And then in these bags, I think we've got like 10 bottles of Pepsi. They were on special. People love to comment on the amount of Pepsi that we buy. We aren't going through 10 bottles of Pepsi in a week. This is probably gonna last us 2, 3, maybe even more weeks. I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke. I very, very rarely have a hobby that I invest money into. I like to have a glass with my lunch, and then I like to have 1 or 2 glasses with my dinner on the night time when I'm rotting on my phone on the couch. That's what I like to do. I don't buy chocolate, I don't buy crisps, blah blah blah. I've said this before, people love to comment on it, and I'm literally just gonna delete your comments, so please don't even bother wasting your time. So that's everything that we've got today. It doesn't look like that much for the money that I spent, but I did get very expensive meat, and there are a lot of things that I had to buy that I wouldn't usually. Like, her formula was $30, the laundry powder is $10, the strawberries were $10, like the chicken wings were $13.50, deodorant is $6, body wash is $8. That's that, and I will get the total that we spent today. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some math here, but I spent $323.15, which includes a $1.50 bag fee. However, we are missing some things. So I ordered a bag of hoki fish, which I recall was $13.50, so that's gone, which will take off the total. I also ordered 2 cartons of eggs, which I'm pretty sure were like $11.90, bless you. I think $11.80, somewhere around the $12 mark. They had no substitutions for that. So that is 10, 20, 25, like $26 unaccounted for. And then I also used my Kohl's Plus 10% off discount. You get that once a month, and with Kohl's what they do is they charge you the full fee, and then once they invoice you a little bit after the order, they adjust like the charge that they make to your bank. So when I ordered $323, so I would have got about $32 off, but then minus the food that they were out of stock with. I'm gonna have to do some math. I'm gonna have to wait for the invoice to come through so I can tell you exactly how much I spent, but I'm assuming it's somewhere around the $280 mark. Okay, I do have the invoice, so there was no need for me to do the mental maths. But the total price that I paid for all of these groceries after taking off the discount and taking off the amount for the eggs and the fish was $260.02. So quite a bit less than I originally spent this morning, which is fine. I'm just gonna have to go to Kohl's tomorrow and buy some eggs and some fish. I saved $28.72 using the Kohl's Plus Saver, and that is $7 a month. I'm very happy to spend $7 to save, you know, like $30 to $35 a month. So let's now get on to the life update. But before we do that, I want to give a quick shout out to Fytoo for gifting me my new beautiful glasses. I am unfortunately quite blind, which means I have to wear prescription lenses, and if you've ever been to a mainstream optometrist, you know just how expensive prescription lenses and frames can be. Fytoo perfectly combines affordability and unique styles. They have a huge range of unique glasses for the person that loves to stand out, but they also sell beautiful classic frames just like these ones that I'm wearing now. These glasses are the Winston style in the color golden, and I've been wearing these for a few weeks now and I absolutely love them. I had been wearing my previous frames from a different company for about 5 years, and it was much overdue for an upgrade. They had started to go rusty and green, so when Fytoo reached out to me, I jumped on the opportunity. I chose the advanced mid-index lenses with the advanced coating because I have 3 little kids that always love to touch my face, and they feel just so comfortable and lightweight on my face. And I also picked up the Elizabeth pair because you always need a spare pair of glasses. So I keep these in my bag just in case I accidentally lose my main glasses. And then I also chose these Polaroid sunglasses in the style Lucy in the color grey, and I keep these in my car. Fytoo offers thousands of styles to choose from. They have expert customer service ready to help you out with whatever query you might have, a 30-day return and exchange policy, and even a 180-day quality guarantee, so you can shop with confidence. If you want to shop with Fytoo, they have generously given me a 15% off coupon code to share with my audience, which I will put on the screen here, and I will also leave a link in the description to where you can go and shop directly with them. Thank you again to Fytoo for partnering with me on this video. This is not a very sexy angle, so you're gonna have to deal with it while I give Ellie one of these pouches and talk to you all about a little life update, what's been going on over the last couple of weeks, because I was uploading really consistently. I had a schedule, I was uploading every 4 days, and then I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I think I was very ever so slightly burnt out because I was like getting this content out, right? I was like filming and editing and schedule uploading, and I had a lot of content. I think I was like 2 months ahead at one point. Not 2 months, that's probably a bit of an over exaggeration, but I was like a good, we'll say like 6 weeks ahead, like 4 to 6 weeks ahead of uploads. I had so much, and to be honest, I was getting quite a few negative comments, and like I totally understand. I'm putting myself on the internet and it should be expected to receive criticism to some degree, which again is totally fair, and I don't expect everybody to like me. In fact, I know a lot of people don't like me, which is completely fine again, but I'm just me. And unfortunately, we live in the digital era where anyone can say anything and get away with it. The negative comments were kind of getting to me a little bit. I thought a lot of them were quite funny, that, you know, you're taking the time to watch and comment when, for the most part, I screenshot your message, send it to my group chat, have a laugh about it, and then delete it. I don't like to give the negative comments any attention, for the most part. So I was just feeling a little bit burnt out from the constant like filming, editing, uploading, and then also some of the comments I was receiving. But I also have recently started an additional job. So if you didn't already know, I work from home with my baby at home with me 24/7. I was referred to another person who has also now hired me, which is amazing. It's obviously added to my workload, and I'm working pretty much twice as much as I was before, whilst still having my baby at home with me 24/7. Plus we just had school holidays and Easter, etc. So it's been a pretty crazy last couple of weeks, but school is back up and running now, back to full-time school, and I'm hoping to have a little bit of extra time, hopefully, now that I've put my 2-year-old in daycare a little bit longer, and my 5-year-old is now going to after school club, which I do feel guilty because in my mind I'm still an unemployed stay-at-home mum, but I work from home. My work is really fun, so it doesn't feel like work. Bless you. It's genuinely enjoyable, which is amazing. So it doesn't feel like work, which means when I have my kids in care so that I can work, I just feel guilty about it. I'm trying to work past that because I'm working so that we have more money, so that we can have more experiences and have a better life. That means we've got a little bit more money, which means we, you know, can do more things with the kids. We can go out on the weekends and do fun things, and my 2-year-old is starting swimming lessons this weekend, which is super exciting, alongside my 5-year-old, so looking forward to that. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day. What else has happened over the last couple of weeks? I got mastitis, which is horrendous, and I thought I had mastitis back when my 2-year-old was a baby. I had a clogged duct, but I also had strep throat at the same time, so I genuinely did think I had mastitis, but now that I have definitely had mastitis, I don't think what I had before was. I had woken up in the middle of the night, like in so much pain in my breast, and I tried to express into my sink, thinking that'll fix it. No. Woke up my baby to feed her, thinking that'll fix it. It didn't. Got back into bed and I was literally shivering all night long. I had the aircon off, I had clothes, jumper, socks and blanket on, freezing. I ended up having to do a telehealth in the morning to get some antibiotics because I was like, this is definitely mastitis, like there's no mistaking it. I was on a 7-day course of antibiotics and I felt really crap. I'm all better now. That was a couple weeks ago, but because I had mastitis and I was just super uncomfortable, I decided I have had enough with breastfeeding. I mentioned this in the vlog that I posted last week. We are done breastfeeding now. I haven't fed her in, you know, over a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks at this point. I think there was once I fed her after what I thought was our final feed because I was just a bit like uncomfortable, but since then there's been nothing. So she's been on the Ollie 6 goat milk formula for the past few weeks, but she's just vomiting so much and it's like disgusting. It's constant. She's not uncomfortable and there are no other presenting issues that make me concerned. Her weight gain is fine, you know, her nappy output is fine, her behavior is fine. It's just the vomiting. So I've been talking to some of my friends who have said, why don't you try a soy formula? Because I was going to switch to Carry Care, which is just a cow's milk formula, but I thought, you know what, I'll give the soy a go and see how that helps. And we're gonna cut out her cow's milk that we put in her wheat bix. She generally doesn't have any other dairy except when I cook her eggs, I cook it in butter. So we'll see how we go. We've only got a month left, so whatever, we'll trial it. I've only got a little bit left of the goat milk formula, so it'll be easier to transition her since there's not much left and I won't be wasting anything. So that's my breastfeeding journey update. I did talk about it a bit more in my other vlog, so if you want to go watch that, I will pop a card in the corner. More about work. My husband has now gone full-time at work. Before, he was working 4 days a week casually. He had been doing that since our oldest was born back in 2020. Back when the pandemic was rife, he dropped down to 4 days a week so that he could just spend a bit more time with the kids and just to help me out at home a bit more. That was only different when he temporarily went to a different job, which was full-time, but then he returned to his previous job. And ever since he started back up with them, he has been doing 4 days a week. And it's been great. Where we lived before here, our rent was half as much as what we're paying now. We are paying a lot of money to live in this house now, but also we live very far away. He's driving like over 100 kilometers a day just to work and back. Even me, like I'm having to fill up my tank weekly because things are just a little bit further away. Even though I'm literally just going to like school and back, to the shops and back, I very rarely make a big trip. And I think my fuel efficiency in my car is ruined because of all of the short trips. Because when I do a big trip, it uses like half a tank of fuel. It's crazy. That has also helped our, you know, budget situation. So it's been really nice that we have a reliable income now, which again, just improves our situation. It means we can do a lot more with the kids, which is all we want. You know, we live our life, we work our jobs for our family. Another thing that happened with Ellie is last week on Wednesday, she woke up in the middle of the night. She woke up at about 4 o'clock. She had this barking cough. I was like, oh no. She wasn't crying, she was just coughing, but then I started to get concerned. I went into her room to give her a bottle of milk and she was just really struggling to breathe. She was choking on the milk. She was making big like big gasps. So I took her from her room, which is back there, to our room over there, turned the light on, took her onesie off to look at her breathing, and I noticed she was sucking in her rib cage. Like when she was breathing, it was coming in at her rib cage. And I've seen on Instagram on Tiny Hearts Education about the chest retractions or the rib retractions. So I said, I'm gonna take her to the hospital, let's be safe. Did the trip to the hospital, middle of the night, 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the middle of the night, and got there And honestly, by the time we got there, we got triaged and then we got seen to by the actual emergency doctor and nurse. It had resolved. She was still like a bit stuffy, but she didn't cough at all the entire time, and they were like, we can't really assess her if we haven't heard her cough. I was like, that's totally fine. Her breathing was fine, her oxygen was normal, her blood pressure was fine. They did a swab on her nose and they said I would get the results sort of like a few hours later, and then more results the next day. Everything came back negative except rhinovirus, which is a common cold. So I took her to the emergency room for a common cold. In my defense, I was probably a little bit on edge because it was 4 o'clock in the middle of the night and the chest retractions just really worried me. Thankfully she was fine, and if it did turn out to be anything worse, we were in the right place. What else can I update you guys about? We just had Easter, we had my husband's birthday, which was really nice. We had a cake. Oh, I know what I can talk about. We have started the carnivore diet again, which I suppose will explain the meat situation from the grocery haul. We started the carnivore diet probably about 4 weeks ago now. I was strict carnivore for a week straight. Then I got mastitis. During that week, we ended up having a handful of takeouts because I was very sick and tired. And it was, I'm pretty sure, was it school holidays? I don't remember if it was school holidays then. It might have been. And then the following week was Easter, which meant we had Easter eggs. I didn't want to miss out on the Easter eggs. And then we had my partner's birthday. He really wanted a Chinese takeaway for his birthday, so we got that, which isn't super healthy. And since then we've just been like slowly trying to hop back on to carnivore, like strict carnivore. We are pretty good. Kane has a steak every day for lunch. I have either leftovers or bacon and eggs, or just eggs, or a steak if I really want it. And then for dinner we do a lot of slow cooked meats, so like the slow cooked beef roast, the slow cooked lamb, the slow cooked ribs. We'll sometimes have a steak, we'll sometimes have lamb chops, that sort of thing, and it's been going really well. I lost 5 kilos. I nearly got under one of my like goals, my first goal, but because of Easter and mastitis, that unfortunately didn't happen. But if anyone is interested in a like what I eat in a week on a carnivore diet, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to film it. I'm probably gonna do it anyway, so if you're interested in seeing that sometime in the future, then you know, subscribe. I am very looking forward to just feeling better and losing weight, because you know, I might be pretty blind, but I can see myself in the mirror and I can read the numbers on the scale. So I just want to get healthy for my family, really. Like, I don't want to get out of breath when I'm playing with my kids, and I want to live for as long as I possibly can, because there is genuinely nothing scarier to me than dying and leaving my kids here with no mum. If I can make choices to better my health, better my living, I will, which is why I try quite hard to, you know, eliminate things like synthetic fragrances, seed oils, heavy metals in my deodorant and stuff like that. I don't wear makeup. I very rarely use skincare or hair care. I don't wear perfumes. We use fragrance-free laundry detergent whenever we can. I clean with vinegar. We don't light candles. So, you know, I'm trying my best. When you try and do everything all at once, it can be very overwhelming. I have yapped for plenty long enough. Believe it or not, my 2-year-old is actually home today and he's napping, and it's 3:30. So fingers crossed he doesn't wake up super grumpy, because we have to go and get my 5-year-old soon. If you somehow made it to the end of this yap fest, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I'm really hoping that we can get back into the swing of things here with the regular uploads. I very highly doubt that I will be posting every 4 days. You can expect weekly, hopefully, if I can manage it. My battery light is flashing at me now, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. If you like this kind of content and you want to see more like this from me in the future, I post grocery hauls, what we eat, vlogs, whatever else I feel like posting. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. Thank you again so much to Fytoo for partnering with me on this video and sending me my new glasses, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.